Guys, today I'm going to show you my kind of updated foundation routine slash review a new product that I've been trying, which is kind of a big deal for me because if you guys have watched me for a while, you know that I very rarely will change up my foundation routine just because, or really any routine at all for that matter, because if I find something that works, I will stick with it. Like, I don't want to just keep try new things, and I'm really particular about my skin because it does break out easily. I have been using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus for going on, over 2 years. Before I started YouTube, I had been using it, and then I stopped, tried some other things, and I just always have gone back to it, whether, and this is it, you guys have seen it before, whether I have, been reviewing something for a few months, I'll, like it, and it'll be great and everything, but then I'll still go back to that. I've seen some people talk about this. The first person I saw talk about this Nars Sheer Glow, which is what I'm going to be showing, was Lorraine, the current custom. I've watched her for a while, and I know that she does have fairly oily skin just from things that she said. So when she kind of recommended it and said she really liked it, I thought that, since I have oily skin, it might work for me because I just wanted to try something different. This is a product I would have never used or tried. It's called Nars Sheer Glow. Like I said, I use the shade Punjab, P-U-N-J-A-B. It matches my skin pretty perfectly. It's funny though because when it's described, sheer glow, like a foundation that's glowy that has described as a satin finish. I like satin finishes that are true satin finishes, but a lot of things that are described as that come off as shiny or shimmery. Glow is in the name. It's usually something that I really don't want. I like to kind of add the glow with another product in areas that I need it. That's what I typically do, but it's described as a foundation that's for normal to dry to very dry skins, which is not what I have. So I was a little skeptical. I've tried it. I've really been enjoying it. I talked about it a little bit in my February favorites, so if you want to watch that, I'll talk more about it there, but I'm trying to keep this, brief. The only thing I don't like is that it does not have a pump, so when you use it, I don't want to get it on my finger. You have to put your finger on it and kind of shake it to get it on there, and I'll show you how I apply it and everything in the last half of the video. When you use something for a long time, you get used to it. And I think I mentioned this later in the video, but if you are really reviewing something, you're really wanting to see how it feels on your skin, especially a foundation, do not use a brush with it. Like, if you like to use a brush with it, that's great, but just one time when you're first trying it out, use it with your fingertips. You can really feel how it's, how it's feeling on your skin. Feel how it goes into your skin. You can feel how thin the product is. And that will help you kind of decide how it feels and stuff, and then, use your brush or whatever you want to do. But the Makeup Forever, if you have used this, and I swear by it, it's great for oily skin, all that junk. This is more of a matte slash kind of like a satiny finish. It's not a full-on matte finish. You will look like, honestly, these two, right after I apply them, they look exactly the same. This one, I think, throughout the day, looks a little more natural. This is a lot thinner than this. That is the one, thing. I think that's why it looks a little more natural, but I think it does, they have about, honestly, the same coverage. I think that it's just that this is thicker, so you end up applying a little more of it to the skin, whereas this, you feel like you're wearing less makeup, but I feel like I get the same coverage with this. I did not set it with powder on my cheeks and stuff, on my chin, on my forehead and my nose, but you'll see how I set it and stuff. I don't set it on my cheeks. The product that I use does not even change the finish of it, so this is what it looks like. It's very like satiny. It looks natural. I talked about my husband never notices makeup stuff. He'll always just say, oh, that looks nice or whatever, but he's never gonna say anything specific. Guys, he was so funny. I had been using this for probably 3 weeks now, and the other day he looked at me and you could tell he was trying to find the words, and he was like, your skin looks really good. And I was like, thanks, and he was like, no, it looks soft. And then I thought to myself, oh, the foundation. So I tried to pull the words out of him. You guys know how you have to do with guys sometime. And I was like, what do you mean soft? And he was trying to describe it, and he's like, no, it just, I didn't get much more out of him, but he was like, no, it just looks more, it just looks softer, I don't have to feel it to know that it's soft. And so then I started thinking, well, it must look a little different. And then when I look in the mirror and stuff, it does, like up close, really it does look like I'm not wearing makeup. Probably the most natural looking makeup I've ever used that still gives you good coverage. It is a little moisturizing, nothing gross or anything. I still use my moisturizer before, and I'll show you what I use. It goes on very smooth. It makes your skin feel nice. It feels like it's not clinging to, like, if you have any areas that have been dry or whatever, it feels like it doesn't cling to that or anything. It just feels very nice. And throughout the day, your skin does feel good. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but it's very good. I'm going to show you how I apply it. So that was my little review. If you want to keep watching, I'll show you how I apply it. Okay, so we're going to begin. What I do is I really make sure my bracelet's really annoying. Shake it really well. I mean, that was probably a little overkill. Just, you know, that'll do it. Then, what I hate about this, and I don't know, they might have a pump, but I don't think they do. You can take a little bit on your hand, like that, and then kind of work off of that if you're using a brush. And then I just kind of, I start like right here, and then I work it outward. And then just see, it's kind of unhandy because you keep having to put it on your hand, or honestly, if you want to do that, that's fine. When I do brush, I just put it on my finger like that and get a big glob and just tap it, you know. Try to keep the big globs toward the center of your face. Am I even, oh god, I thought I wasn't recording. That would be totally me. And let's kind of work it out. Where application and brushes are concerned, I just kind of use whatever. I know this is like the kind of like classic foundation brush to use, one that's shaped like this, but I think I normally reach for these most of the time, probably because I just have the most of these. I just kind of grab, I have a little thing that has just all my foundation brushes. I just kind of grab whatever. Honestly, I can kind of get the same results with pretty much anything. It just, well, that was kind of too much. It just kind of depends on, like your preference. So I guess, not to confuse you, but like what I would do first, if I was applying it with a brush, I would get it on my finger, you know, dab it on my face, put a little bit more on my hand so that after you spread out those dots, you can get a little extra on your brush and, you know, put it in areas that you think need a little more coverage without globbing on a lot. But, you know, whatever way you want to apply it, it's just fine. I like to apply my moisturizer right before my foundation. I wouldn't do that if you're using one that's very greasy, though. I use this Shiseido Pureness oil-free moisturizer. It doesn't even feel like a moisturizer. It feels, I don't know, it's a good primer slash moisturizer, and I apply that right before. It doesn't leave any residue on the skin, but it makes your skin feel comfortable. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I know I keep applying more, but I don't think I really need it. Okay, now don't try to cover up every little, like, blemish or whatever. I had some left on my hand. Don't apply, like, don't try to cover up every blemish. That's what your concealer is for. And honestly, like, if I'm applying liquid foundation, I like to apply my concealer on my face after that, or else I'll just knock it right off. So what I like to use is this. It's the Studio Finish. I use an NC shade for my redness, like for blemishes and stuff. And you can use your finger and kind of dot it on. If you want to be more precise, you know, and then just to blend, you just literally dab it out, and it's very quick. If you want to be more precise, I use a brush. I use this one, this 195. This is my Sigma one. MAC makes one too. It's exactly the same. Either one that you want, it's going to be exactly the same. Now, before I apply my under eye concealer, I like to go ahead and use a finishing powder. Now, I don't like to look powdery. That's one thing about this foundation. I expect it to look very shiny. I mean, it says it's a moisturizing foundation, that it's a glowy, like, I don't know, I just expected something shimmery and crazy and shiny, and it's not. To set my foundation, I like to use this Mineralized Skin Finish Natural by MAC. I'm just going to apply it to my T-zone. I'm using this 138 brush by Sigma. I just get the tip of it in there, and you see it doesn't pick up a whole lot. And I just put enough on there to dust over my T-zone. You can't tell I put the powder on there, but later in the day I find that I have to touch up less if I go ahead and do that, and it kind of sets your concealer. For my under eye concealer, same as I've always done, I use my Select Moisture Cover by MAC. I use the NW shade for under my eyes. It's more of a product that will neutralize cool tones. It's in this NW. It's confusing, I know, but and then literally I just take my finger and dab it out. I think that gives a more natural finish when you do that. And it really gets rid of, like, I mean, seriously, it gets rid of the under eye shadows very quickly without having to use a lot of the product. And it's very moisturizing, so it's great for that area. If you want, you can use, I would not recommend topping this with any other powder. You want to keep powders away from the under eye area in most cases. But the Benefit Powder Flage is an exception. Here it is with the lid on it, you know. I've showed this before. I love this stuff. It's pink. It's made for the under eye area. It's a little too sheer to use on its own. But if you use it with one of these, this is a Studio Gear brush. I got it from Ulta. It's very soft. It just works perfectly to not only set your concealer, but it's kind of a universal shade. I think it works on every skin tone. It kind of just really brightens up the under eye area. I guess it has like silicone in it, or silica powder, and it won't settle into your lines, and that's what I do for my foundation. I hope that you guys enjoyed that and that you found it helpful. And if you're like me and you have oily skin and you are very afraid of using products that have the words, you know, dry skin, glowy, satin finish, try this. I mean, honestly, I would have never tried this. The Nars Sheer Glow. It's good. They also make a sheer matte. Haven't tried that one. I don't know. This one to me, I think, would be as matte as I would want it. And I like matte, so I don't know. I like this. So try it out. I hope this helped, and I'll talk to you all very soon.